most people shouldn't do monk mode. Because if you do it wrong, you're gonna end up wasting the next 30 to 90 days of your life. And this isn't because monk mode doesn't work, it does work, but it's because most people just misunderstand what monk mode actually is. Because it's not what social media shows you, it's not a reset button, and it isn't a personality. So if you are not the average person, if you believe you are destined for success, and you just want to achieve great things, then this video is for you. Because in this video, I'm going to break down every single thing about monk mode you need to know in order to eliminate all distractions and achieve and build real success. Now, monk mode is most of all about eliminating all distractions. So put this video on full screen, remove your phone, put it somewhere else, and remove all distractions, and take out a journal and follow along. So step number 1, understanding monk mode. Let me tell you what monk mode is and what it isn't. You see, social media has just romanticized this monk mode, making it seem like everything that it isn't, right? Monk mode is not cutting off all of your friends. It's not speaking to anybody and locking yourself in a room until you make $1 million. And monk mode is definitely not for everybody. You see, real success behind the scenes isn't flashy, it's not cool, it's not a highlight. Real success involves boring consistency. Now here's what monk mode is. Temporary strategic withdrawal to eliminate all distractions to build one core area of your life. Whether that's your YouTube channel, your business, your physical health, your habits, whatever that might be, you are eliminating all distractions so you can focus on one thing for an intense period of time of 30 to 90 days where you just fully lock in, you remove all of the distractions, and you just get to your goal in the most fast and efficient way possible. But let me tell you what monk mode isn't. It's not escaping your responsibilities. It's not an excuse to be antisocial. It's not hating society, avoiding relationships, and it also isn't about becoming emotionless. You see, most people try monk mode and they fail for these reasons. They fail because they don't define a mission, right? They have all this extra time, all this extra energy and intention, but they don't have one clear vehicle to get to the success that they want. Now, if I cut all the distractions and if I save myself hours of time every single day, what is the point if I don't have something to actually put this time into, right? If I don't have the business, or if I'm not actually working to start a business, or if I don't have the YouTube channel, then all this time is just gonna float around and you're gonna do nothing. Another reason why most people fail is because they quit comfort, but they don't replace it with purpose. And also they try to change everything at once. They try to, go from 0 to 100. But the truth is, like anything else, you're gonna have to work your way up. Now let's do this exercise together, me and you right now. Take out your nearest journal and write down 1 to 2 aspects of your life that you want to improve. This could be your physique, your business, this could be your mindset, your habits, this could be reading more, journaling more, meditating more, whatever it might be. 1 to 2 areas that you want to just double down and focus 100% on for the next months. So the key here is you're going to want to make these as specific as possible. So don't just write build a better physique. What does that even mean? Your brain doesn't understand until you make it specific. So you can write something like increase my bench press weight from 80 kilos to 90 kilos, etc. Or add 6 kilograms of muscle in the next 2 to 3 months. For business, you can make it something not just so vague like, I want to scale my business. What does that even mean? But you got to make it time, outcome, time bound, and outcome tangible. What does this mean, right? You want to write down something like take my business from 2 clients to 7 clients and make 10K a month from my business MRR. Now you have an actual quantity, you have an actual physical goal that you can see and feel that you work towards. And that's where monk mode comes in. Because if you don't have this specificity with your goals, then there's no point in doing monk mode. Monk mode is only gonna help you if you know where you wanna go, if you have a mission, a clearly defined purpose of exactly what you're gonna do. Otherwise, it's literally just 100% cope. Now, if you watch my videos, it already means that you're part of the top 1% who are striving to build a better life, to build a life they don't need to escape from, to change their identity, build better habits, and become the version of themselves that they always wanted to be. Now, if that sounds like you, subscribe to this channel. We're posting super consistently. And let's move on to part number 2, the real monk mode. Now, monk mode was a time in my life. I pretty much have these, 3-month sprints I do every single year to get closer to my goals. I have phases in my life where, I'm more relaxed. I'm at the beach, I'm just chilling. I'm seeing my friends. But I'm also working, but business takes a back burner. But then I also have very intense phases in my life where I just work every single day, 12 hours a day, and I'm super focused, I'm super dialed. I have a whiteboard where I write down everything I have to do, all my to-do lists, and I just check them off super vigilantly. I basically take every single time, every thought, and every amount of energy that I have to work towards the goals that I want. And I just eliminate all distractions, no scrolling, no video games, no binge eating junk food, no binge watching TV shows, no wasting time, no procrastinating, nothing like that. And that is how monk mode actually works, right? With monk mode, you want to eliminate all sources of fake dopamine, for an extended period of time. So any source of, fake dopamine, like excessive scrolling, everything we talked about, I'll put a list over here. All of these things you want to cut out of your life. And instead, you want to focus on implementing into your life everything like this. These are sources of real dopamine that get you closer to your goals. So now I'm going to define all the things you need to do to successfully complete a 30-day to 90-day sprint of monk mode. Number 1 is define your time horizon. You could do monk mode for 30 days, for 60 days, for 90 days. So write down your time horizon, whether it's 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days, in your journal, just like this. And now step number 2 is identify your daily non-negotiables. These are all of the things that you do. I'm going to show you mine. So 2 months ago, I was in a bit of a more relaxed phase. I was enjoying life a little bit more, but now I'm entering a phase of monk mode. And for the past month and a half, 2 months, I've just been super locked in, super dialed. So these are my non-negotiables. We have reading every single morning when I wake up. And then we have meditating for 15 minutes. And then I go and journal. I start planning my day. I have a to-do list right over here where I've written down physically and tangibly everything I need to do for my business, for myself today. And as the day goes, I'll have this open on my desk so I can see it the whole day, and I just keep ticking off the things that I achieve. And I also have a whiteboard just like this where I write down everything that I have to do as well. It's pretty much empty because I've already completed most of the things, but you need a place where to write your non-negotiables. So write down your non-negotiables on a piece of paper, on a Notion document, on a whiteboard, whatever helps you most. So my non-negotiables are reading, meditating, journaling every single morning. During the day, my non-negotiables are 4 hours of deep work, daily exercise. This could be anything from taking a walk on my rest days to running to exercise. I do calisthenics, I do gym as well, and I do MMA. So my other non-negotiables are the following: eating healthy, removing junk food, processed food, staying hydrated, drinking water. I mean, right now it is Ramadan and I am fasting, but usually you know what I mean. So step number 1 was define your time horizon. Step 2 is identify your non-negotiables. And now step 3 is eliminate all distractions. So one thing we need to understand is monk mode is intentional focus, right? So it is so crucial here to eliminate all your distractions. For example, no scrolling. So you're going to want to take your phone, install the Screens and application, which is on Android and App Store. It's not sponsored, it's for free, but it's really helpful to limit your screen time. I usually don't have my phone on my desk, but I'll just show you for the purpose of the video. So for example, if I open Instagram or one of the most used distracting apps, I get a pop-up message like this, which asks me, is this important? And below that, I have an open button, but it only opens after 5 seconds, 10 seconds, or 30 seconds. So you could literally make it that every time you have to open these apps, it takes 30 seconds to open. And this just helps add friction between you and your phone. Now, one of the biggest distractions out there is definitely going to be your phone. So keeping it far away from you, keeping it, on do not disturb, putting it on airplane mode, and just leaving it somewhere else. Especially when you are building, especially when you are working on your goals, on your task, you don't want your phone anywhere near you. And now another distraction that people don't talk about is your web browser. Most of the work that you do is going to be on Google Docs, on Notion, on some type of website, some type of app. Now, most of the time what happens is you just open random tabs. You're working and then all of a sudden you open YouTube and you start to check something. Or for example, you're on a YouTube long form video just like this and you see shorts on the side and you see other videos and you start scrolling and distracting yourself. So just whenever you are doing a task, you need to remove all other tabs. Never open a tab that you are not going to use. Never have 4 to 5 tabs open. Always keep only the tab that you're working on. Do one single task at a time, forget everything else. Do not context switch. Now, what I mean by context switching, which I actually used to do very recently, is I used to do multiple tasks. I used to just, first I'm responding to the school messages in my community, Discipline OS, and sometimes I wouldn't even finish the response. I'd be in the middle of typing an answer, and then I would leave to go to some other tab to do something else that just popped in my mind. Now, this really drains your focus, and you don't want to be doing this. I stopped doing this because I realized I would be like, I had 5 different tabs open, and I did like 5 things, but I never completed anything real. So forget about multitasking. Multitasking is a myth. In monk mode, you're gonna wanna master single focus. If you are editing a video, just spend 1 hour editing the video, do nothing else. If you are writing an essay, just write the essay. If you are working on your schoolwork, just do the schoolwork. Now, whatever you are doing, make sure you are only doing that thing 1 step at a time. And after you complete one thing, you move to the next and then the next. So that was part number 2. Step 1, define your time frame. Step 2 is identify all of your non-negotiables. And then step 3 is eliminate all distractions. We all have different distractions. Identify the things that are pulling you out of focus. Because remember that distraction and focus, they can't coexist. As long as you have distractions around you, then you're not going to be able to focus. So the only way to cultivate real focus is by taking away all distractions, and then naturally you'll find yourself in the highest state of focus. So if you're enjoying this video, subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100k subs. Part number 3, the TSW method. Now the TSW method is comprised of 3 points that are closely linked together. This is going to explain monk mode in the easiest and simplest way to understand, so you can start today. So TSW stands for temporary, strategy, and withdrawal. So point number 1 is temporary. Basically, you need to understand that this is a sprint, this is a phase, and this is not sustainable. Monk mode is not something you do all year round. It's just something you do for 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days at a time. This is a phase. Right now, I'm in a monk mode phase. 2 to 3 months ago, I wasn't. Now, the idea here is you don't have to be patient with your goals. That dream life that you want, the success you want to achieve, the business you want to build, and all the things that you really desire and crave, it doesn't have to come in 5 years. Who said you can only achieve your goals in 3 years or 5 or 7 years? If you do things correctly and you really focus and dial in monk mode, then you can get to your goals in 6 months. Now, the second point is strategy. So this is where you choose 1 or 2 missions. You want to keep it small. Keep it simple. Don't overwhelm yourself with 20 habits, 20 things that you have to do. And bro, remember, this is not random self-improvement. This is intentional self-mastery. So you're going to want to take out your journal yet again and define yourself clear and intentional habits. Make a habit tracker like this. You want to use the Q tracking system as well as the habit tracker and the mood tracker that I made another video about. This is going to help you work with a proper system, a proper structure, so you don't get lost, you don't get confused, and you know exactly what you have to do. Remember that procrastination only happens when you have no systems, no identity, and no clear action plan. So the third part of the TSW method is withdrawal. Now this part is all about these 3 things. Number 1 is reduce noise. Number 2 is reduce validation. And number 3 is reduce stimulation. So reduce noise comes back to the same point. You want to reduce any and all distraction. You don't want to be consuming random content. Make sure you are conscious of the content that you consume, because the content you consume, it shapes your mind and it also changes your identity. So if you are going to consume content, don't watch short form, only watch long form content, and make sure it is aligned with your goals. Number 2 is reduce validation. So in this phase of monk mode, you shouldn't care about what people think. You shouldn't care about, seeking validation from external people. It doesn't matter if people think you're a loser or weird or different than everybody else. It really doesn't matter what people think, because it doesn't matter, right? Who cares about the opinion of other people? So this is where you just focus on building in silence. And then 3 months later, 6 months later, you don't even have to talk about what you're doing, because the success that you've built, the things that you've done, and the goals that you've achieved, they speak for themselves. Now, the third point is reduce stimulation. This is all about reducing your dopamine baseline. Now, you watching this video, chances are you are highly stimulated most of the time. Everything from entertainment, from screen time, from even like going on your phone and opening multiple tabs and watching videos and just context switching and all these things, they pretty much distract you. They raise your dopamine baseline, so work feels hard, the good habits feel boring, and the things that you have to do, the locking in, the habits, the deep work, they all feel super hard to do. These things happen when you are overstimulated, so the goal here is to bring your stimulation down. It is to lower your dopamine baseline to a healthy level so that you can start enjoying your life, you can start enjoying the simple habits, the simple things, and the boring consistency that is going to bring you the success that you want. Now, if done correctly, monk mode will truly change your life. So follow these steps, make sure you've written them down in your journal. Now, this is very important. Comment down below when you are starting monk mode, the time frame that you're going to be doing monk mode for, as well as your non-negotiables. Now, if you want to join us in Project 30 inside of Discipline OS, so you can finally change your identity, change your habits, and make real progress towards your goals, then you're going to want to click the link in the description below. Use code monkmode for a special offer at checkout. This is a limited time offer. Click the link below, and I'll see you in the next one.